guys, my name is Hina aka the Crazy Cat Writer, and today I'm going to tell you how to storyboard a novel in 5 easy steps. So let's begin. Storyboarding is a wonderful organizing technique that I feel is highly underrated when it comes to fiction writing and novel writing in general. It is a great tool to put all the elements of your novel together in a coherent plot line in order for the reader to be able to understand and perceive the novel the way you as a writer intend it. While writing a novel, there are so many elements that you need to be keeping a track of, including characterization, story, the plot elements, the plot points, the scenes, the sequence of those scenes, the subplots, the side characters, the secondary characters, the protagonists' backstories, the antagonists' backstories, the secondary characters' backstories, and then the main structure of the novel, that is the beginning, middle, and the end. And then, if you're using a plot structure, which I highly suggest you do, then you are definitely going to need a storyboard. Storyboarding can be done either at the start of the project or towards the middle or the end. I tend to use storyboarding towards the end of my second draft. Usually, that is the point when I've already decided which plot structures I'm going to use in my novel. Don't worry, if you are not familiar with plot structures, then either you can watch this video on plot structures or you can just use the basic 3-act plot structure. I am a highly intuitive writer and I write most of my novels and other pieces of fiction that I write by the seat of my pants, but still I highly encourage and do use plotting myself, because whenever you're working on multiple projects, eventually you will need the help of plotting in order to help you make sense of all those projects without getting the sight of your ultimate vision or uh, your themes and your main storyline and your side stories as well, your subplots as well. So even if you are not a plotter and are a discovery writer, then also I would highly suggest storyboarding technique in order to put your story and the plot points in a coherent plot line in a sequential order without messing up or forgetting some elements of your story. You really do not want to forget the main elements of your story, so it's really great for that. I used the technique of storyboarding for my first novel, Deceived. This is my novel, and this is how the storyboard was for Deceived. I actually used a very basic storyboard for Deceived because I finished that novel within the span of 8 months. But for my second novel, that is Sinister Town, I have been working on it since last 5 years, and there are a lot of things that I've written over those 5 years, and there are a lot of changes that I've made to the main plot line, and there's so many elements that I've added, and I use a lot of epistolary chapters, and I do make a lot of use of different POVs and different timelines. And when you take into account all those things, it is obvious that I did use a very extensive storyboard for this novel, and that is what I'm going to use as a reference today. So now we are going to see how to storyboard your novel in 5 easy steps. The first step is the base. For the base, you will need a surface that will be known as our base. The surface can be a big cardboard box or a big drawing sheet, or I have used whiteboard because it's very handy and I do have a big one. You can even use a tag board, or you can simply use the wall if it is clean enough and you can actually paste stuff on it. So the first step would be to prepare this base, and we will be preparing the base according to the plot structure that we'll be employing. Here I have used a basic 3-act structure because the structure that I'm using for my novel is a mix of 4 to 5 plot structures. But when it comes to storyboarding, you have to keep the things as simple as possible. Storyboards have to be neat and tidy in order for you to be able to just have a look at them and know where your story is going. No matter which plot structure you use, it is always built up on the 3-act structure itself. So Here we are going to use the 3-act structure. You can decide on a 4 or a 5 or a 7 plot point structure or anything that you can relate to. And then you have to use your markers or your pens or your sketch pens and draw a linear storyboard line on your base, that is simply dividing your storyboard into thick horizontal lines in order to be able to place your post-its on them. Step 2 is creating a list of plot points. Plot points are basically the main events that happen in your novel, and you need to create a separate list of these plot points in your novel. Step 3 is creating a list of scenes. Now this list is going to include the scenes that you've already written, the scenes that you want to write, and the scenes that you might need. So all 3 kinds of scenes should be there in your scene list. Step 4 are the islands. Islands are basically your plot points, but they will also have your scenes along with the main scenes that happen in your novel. So now we are going to take the post-its or the index cards, or I have used different colored post-its for different kinds of scenes and different kinds of plot points. So as you can see here, this is how I have color coded my islands. Now as you can see here, you're going to write down your plot point's name and at least 2-3 lines describing what will happen in that plot point or where the plot point is going or taking the novel. Then you're going to give the heading of your scenes, and then you're going to include 1 or 2 line descriptions of your scene. It is totally optional. You can just write the names of the scene if you're really comfortable with it. I've been working on my novel from last 5 years, so there are scenes that I can just know them by the name. So I have just used the name for those scenes. Otherwise, I've written a bit of description for each and every one of them. So after we've created the islands, the next thing that we are going to do is put it all together, and this is how you're going to do it. Once you put it all together, then your storyboarding is complete. Just take a look at it, and then you can start working from the plot points to the scenes and then eventually working them into chapters. That is how you storyboard a novel. There are a lot of benefits of storyboarding your novel, but the biggest one is that it helps you see your overall story in one place, and it helps you set your vision and in organizing your chapters, your scenes, and just in case if you need to move something from one place to another, obviously storyboards are gonna come in very handy for that. So storyboards are absolutely amazing, and I strongly suggest them to all writers. It doesn't matter if you're a new writer or a veteran writer, but I strongly suggest storyboarding for all writers, especially the writers who write long form fiction like myself. I hope you found this video informative and that you learned storyboarding and you liked the way that I did it. If you do it in some other way, then definitely leave a comment below in the comment section and let me know about it so that even I can learn new techniques. And if you like this video, then do give a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel, because a lot of times we just happen to watch videos and then we forget to subscribe. And so please subscribe to my channel, and if you like my content, then do hit the bell icon so that you will be updated each and every time I either host a live stream, a live webinar, or writing related or reading related videos. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, bye.